Good morning. My name is Aaron Alexander. My team this morning consists of Justin James, Natalia Peruz, Janelle Williams, Joanne Marksman, Joshua Mohammed, and Aaron Brooks. And today we will be presenting a report on the St. Francis Dam disaster.
The dam was located at Los Angeles, California, with a height of 205 feet and spanning from 700 feet. At midnight, March 12, 1928, 12 hours after the last inspection, estimated between 450 to 600 people were killed by 12 billion gallons of water. Estimated property damage of $7 million US in 1928, which is equivalent to $101.5 million in 2080. The Bureau of Water Works and Supply, now known as the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, under Williams Mulholland and his associate Harvey Finn Norman. The factors led to the disaster. Firstly, the rush to meet the completion date. 2. The financial savings placed in front of safety. 3. The poor judgment made by Williams Mulholland and his team. Lastly, miscommunication with Williams Mulholland and his team.
The Bureau of Water Works and Supply, now the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, was founded in 1902, originally to supply water to residents and businesses in the Los Angeles and surrounding communities, but has expanded into delivering electricity. It is the largest municipal utility in the United States, supplying 7,880 megawatts of power and 160 billion gallons to over 4 million homes each year. They are responsible for all public water and power related activities such as repairs or new construction within the city. The company is governed by 5 members of the Los Angeles Board of Water and Power Commissioners, who are appointed by the Mayor of Los Angeles. Besides the St. Francis Dam, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power has been involved in a number of controversies over the years, as seen in the books Water and Power and Cadillac Disaster, which shows the undermining means by which they got the rights to the water.
Some of the external challenges faced by the organization in the construction of the dam are insufficient exploration and testing of the land. The site was not properly suited for a dam. Also, the soil condition at the site was not satisfactory for a dam. The design of the dam was only overseen by Mulholland himself. No other engineer or independent party reviewed the design of the dam. If the dam was reviewed by other engineers, they would have seen the errors in the design that Mulholland didn't see himself. Mulholland had very little experience in constructing large gravity-fed dams. The design and specification of this current dam was poor. The safety factor of the dam was less than 1, even though Mulholland himself said that the safety factor was 4. The dam height was increased by 20 feet to increase the capacity of the dam. But the base of the dam was not increased, thus increasing the pressure of the dam walls, which decreased the safety margin significantly. Mulholland and his team knew that to rectify this problem, it will cost a lot more and it will take a lot of time to rectify the problem. They did not rectify the problem. To the completion of the dam manager reported to Mulholland that there were leaks and cracks noticeable on the dam. Mulholland and his team investigated the cracks and leaks and said that it was common for large dams like this.
So let's take a look to why the dam failed. Because of the increase in height to the dam, without proper uplift reinforcement, which is what I'm pointing here, and due to the hydrostatic forces from the water reserves acting on that wall, which causes the dam to fail. It's pretty much as simple as it sounds. Think of it as like, let's say outside in a waterlogged area, muddy area, and you stand up and you try to lean forward, and because of that, let's say the mud beneath your feet is too weak to support your weight, and at the same time you're throwing off your center of gravity. And pretty much this is what happened to the dam wall.
Around 1928, the demand for water was increasing significantly within the city of Los Angeles. Therefore, the dam was built. The dam wasn't just built to deliver water to the people and to the business areas, but so that the investors and those who gave money, especially the businessmen, could make a healthy profit from the water rates that they could have charged the people for delivering such a service. Therefore, emphasis was placed more on making money and profit than it was placed on safety. Also, because of this emphasis on monetary gain, a strong emphasis was also placed on meeting deadlines to prevent delays from occurring, which would have cost more money and more time. Therefore, a lot of shortcuts were taken in constructive techniques so that these deadlines could be met. The LADWP was known to carry out a lot of underhanded and shady business practices. This was more so seen in the acquiring of the water rights by Mr. Monahan and the then mayor, Mr. Eaton. A lot of lies were told to the people, such as dramatically understating the amount of water that would be needed for the city of LA, and also that the water would only be taken from streams that were not used. The company had also not been primarily focused on the safety and protection of the environment. The water that they had diverted into the dam was taken from the Mono Lake. This caused a drop in the water levels in the Mono Lake, which in turn devastated the ecosystem that was there, especially the nesting, migrating birds that would pass there during the winter season. Also, this drop in water levels exposed land, therefore allowing predators to enter into the nesting area for the first time and endangering the population number of the birds in that area. The livelihood of the people living in the immediate area of the dam was also not taken into consideration by the company. The water that had been diverted into the dam was taken not just from the Mono Lake, but from the Owen Lake in the Owen Valley. This decrease in water levels made it difficult for agriculture, which was the main lifestyle of the area. Therefore, the people in the area and their livelihood was strengthened.
Since the limiting factor of Los Angeles' growth was water supply, the elected mayor at the time, Frederick Eaton, along with his associate, William Mulholland, who were both said to have taught themselves engineering, allowed power due to their status as a driving factor to develop the city's aqueduct to override the rule-based approach required for prudent completion of a major engineering project. Also, Eaton is said to have used inside advance information about the aqueduct project to the financial advantage of himself and his associate Mulholland at the expense of the city of Los Angeles. Therefore, along with power and status, we clearly see their major hegemons were that also of money. And these were the fatal combinations that led to the St. Francis Dam failure in 1928. Engineers, when carrying out their duties, have certain responsibilities. They are to ensure the safety, health, and welfare of the public. They are to perform services to the best of their ability and to conduct themselves honorably, responsibly, ethically, and lawfully as to enhance the honor, reputation, and usefulness of the profession.
William Mulholland and his team, however, failed to live up to these standards, and as a result, they lost public trust, they lost the confidence in the ability of engineers by the public, and it cost them extensive investigations into similar projects carried out by the company prior to the disaster.
Multiple instances of poor judgment by Mulholland and several of his subordinates significantly contributed to the cause of the failure of the St. Francis Dam. It was driven by two fundamental ways people think and act that are both linearly and non-linear thinkers. Linear thinkers are driven by rules, whereas non-linear thinkers are not concerned about any rules. Mulholland was strongly evidenced as a non-linear thinker. He was not a trained professional engineer, and his technical skills might appropriately be described as that of an engineering technician. It is quite difficult to understand how it can be reasonable for a self-taught engineer to be in control of a major engineering project where risks of personal injury and lives are often great. Knowing he was lacking technical knowledge on constructing concrete dams, he should not have accepted the job as to design and oversee the dam. However, he did. He accepted the job to maximize his status as well as his profits. If Mulholland, seeing this issue, had pulled back his teams of engineers and had discontinued work of the dam, there would have had a slight possibility that the stakeholders would have invested more money to mitigate the situation, and hundreds of lives would have been saved.
With the aid of a full-time engineering geologist, the location of the dam may have been beneficial, as the structural hydraulic piping along the inactive fault beneath the dam was said to be responsible for disaster. As the dam resisted the flow of water, the surrounding area became waterlogged, and due to the faulty rock structure which the dam was built on, it quickly eroded due to total weight. Ensuring the appropriate professional for a structure, especially at this magnitude, Monday analysis revealed that when the reservoir rose within 5 feet of spill crest, the dam became unstable as the population of Los Angeles was increasing dramatically. The dam rose 20 feet to accommodate an increase in reservoir storage, therefore exceeding the safety factor. The dam had also lacked sufficient uplift relief reinforcement to hold support. If a greater overall emphasis on the safety and the well-being of the public were taken into consideration, the disaster could have been prevented.
After several group discussions, some of the emotions and point of views that came out of it were of disappointment and shock that a disaster of this magnitude was allowed to take place due to the carelessness of Mr. Mulholland and his team, even though there were several agencies that were in place to monitor their activities. Also of sorrow and anger because so many lives were lost, and also due to the fact that this disaster was preventable if Mr. Mulholland and his team had followed the right building procedures and had more care for human life and safety. However, there was also a sense of relief because stemming from this disaster, a lot of rules and regulations were in place hereafter to ensure that a disaster of this magnitude could never again happen. Thank you for viewing, and we hope from this presentation lessons could be learned to prevent such disasters from ever happening.